back in 2009, on the evening that Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle, and Joe Biden and his wife, Jane, isn't it? Jill. I always mix up those two names. Jill Biden were dancing at, well, there were 5 or 6 or 7 balls here in Washington, D.C. Ellen Ratner and I went to the one here at Union Station. And, you know, we were dancing with the Bidens and dancing with the Obamas, and it was so cool, and we were having such a great time. And little did we know that just 20 blocks away, not even that, I mean, I used to walk it every morning when Louise and I lived in an apartment building at the corner of 8th and D, and the backside, the corner of 9th and D, right across from the J. Edgar Hoover FBI building, is this restaurant called the Caucus Room. And they have a private room in the back, and that private room was occupied by 14 Republican leaders, plus Frank Luntz and Newt Gingrich. And these guys, while we were dancing with the Obamas, the night that he was inaugurated in 2009, this was January 20th, 2009, his first day as president, his first 6 hours as president, President Obama. Eric Cantor, Paul Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, Pete Sessions, Jeb Hensarling, Dan Lundgren, Jim DeMint, who now runs the Heritage Foundation, John Kyle, Tom Coburn, John Ensign, and Bob Corker were meeting and plotting how to make the Obama presidency a failed presidency. You will recall Pete Sessions in March, that was January, February, March, so 2.5 months later, said to the National Journal, and I quote, you know, and this is like basically, here's how we're going to do this. Now, keep in mind, on January 20th, 2009, that was the 20th day of a month in which we lost 750,000 American jobs. We were sliding into what could have been the second Great Depression within 100 years. We had lost 750,000 jobs that month. And Pete Sessions said that basically we got to follow the model of the Taliban to take down Obama. And you say, Taliban? Pete Sessions said Taliban? Really? You got to be exaggerating. No. This is what he said to the National Journal, and I quote, Taliban insurgency. We understand perhaps a little more because of the Taliban. Insurgency is the way they went about systematically understanding how to disrupt and change a person's entire processes. And these Taliban is an example of how you go about to change a person from their messaging to their operations to their frontline message. And we need to understand that insurgency may be required when dealing with the other side. The other side, of course, being the Obama administration and the Democrats. He went on to say, and this is in the National Journal, if the Democrats do not give us those options or opportunities, then we will become insurgency. I think insurgency is a mindset and an attitude that we're going to have to search for and find ways to get our message out and be prepared to see things for what they are rather than trying to do something about them. Really? Kevin McCarthy, at the meeting, said, we got to challenge him on every single bill. We have to show united and unyielding opposition to the president's economic policies. Now, these were guys who all voted yes to bailing out Bear Stearns, to bailing out AIG, to both Bush and Cheney TARPs, and to the Bush-Cheney stimulus bill in January 2008. Obama comes in? No. Just Jim DeMint, John Kyle, Tom Coburn, John Ensign, and Bob Coburn, just those 5 senators have filibustered over 300 bills. They voted no on every major piece of legislation that came to the floor, including Al Franken's anti-rape amendments, Lilly Ledbetter, the No Fair Pay Act, the anti-outsourcing bill. This is from a great post by Keep 'Em Honest over at the Daily Kos, titled Eric Cantor, Paul Ryan, and Kevin McCarthy Plot to Sabotage U.S. Economy with Frank Luntz, from Friday of June 8th of 2012. They even voted no on FEMA, funding FEMA. Okay, so with that background, Here comes this story today. The headline is, Congressman, extending social safety net for long-term unemployed is immoral. Who would that congressman be? Well, as Alan Pike writes for the Center for American Progress's blog, thinkprogress.org, it is immoral to extend a meager monthly allowance to unemployed Americans still looking for work more than 6 months after losing their jobs, according to Congressman Pete Sessions, which is why he and his fellow House conservatives are blocking Democrats' efforts to reinstate the safety net program. He said, now keep in mind, this is the guy who swore he would do everything he could. He would become the Taliban to mark Obama as a bad president, to make the Obama presidency fail. He said yesterday, quote, I believe it is immoral for this country to have a policy extending long-term unemployment benefits to people rather than us working on the creation of jobs. Right, and you really are going to make the government the employer of last resort, Mr. Sessions? I don't think so. 1.3 million people have lost their long-term unemployment benefits since Christmas. And it's going to be another, and they have 2.3 million children who are now in households that can't pay for food or heat. He says, self-respect is what makes jobs important. Right. So let's see. Reagan said, if we cut taxes on the rich, they'll get richer, and that'll trickle down to the rest of us, and it'll create jobs. And we cut taxes over and over and over again, and every time we cut taxes, where are the jobs, Mr. Sessions? And are you still playing that role?
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
You know, that role that Alexander Hamilton or Thomas Jefferson would have called treason? Are you still doing that, Congressman Sessions?